gonna get right into it. The title is Four Ways Body Game Changed My Life, but it's gonna be way more ways than that. And let me just tell you guys this, right? So, like, body game is really not a choice, especially for guys. Like, it's just not a fucking choice in 2024. It's like if you want to be respected, if you want to feel better about yourself, if you want better health, then body game is the bare minimum. It literally is. Like if you're not practicing body game, that means you're literally just neglecting yourself. Because guess what? Every day that you're awake, you're either going to or away from your goals. How is that possible? What do you mean? Do you have to work out every day? No, you don't have to fucking work out every day. You can work out 3 times a week, 4 times a week. It's really not that deep. But guess what? Every day you put food into your body. So is that food going towards your goal, or is it going away from your goal? That is that simple. Because a lot of times people are like, "Well, I don't have time," but yes, the fuck you do, because you're eating like shit every fucking day. It takes if you listen, if you have excess fat, that means I say this all the time, but that means you are literally allocating time to overeat. How can you allocate time to overeat? Because you're prioritizing overeating. You literally are. Like, if I don't have time, I'm probably going to be skin and bones, right? I'm probably going to lose weight, right? Because guess what? I don't have time. But guess what? When you guys say you don't have time, you just make an excuse. You're not the president of the United States. So, yes, you do have time. All right. And if you're getting fat as hell, that means you're eating a lot of food, which means it takes a lot of time. On the left, I was eating a lot of fucking food. I was eating like 4,000 plus calories a day. Anybody here who's above 230, you're eating at least 3,500 calories. I don't care what your height and weight is. I don't care what your activity level is. You're eating at least 3,500 calories, and that's being generous. Probably 4,000 plus. All right. So, first thing you want to realize is the importance of good nutrition before we get into, body game and everything. The importance of good nutrition, because you have to look at this shit differently. You literally have to look at this differently. So, for me personally, I had chronic gastritis or ulcerative colitis or IBS or IBD or Crohn's disease, depending on which doctor. I went to like 10 gastroenterologists. They all said I had something different until I got a colonoscopy at like fucking 18. And they're like, yeah, you have gastritis with peptic ulcers. You're cooked. And you're going to be wearing a diaper or Depends pretty soon. That's what they told me, right? So I was like, shit, I need to lock in on my nutrition. So I did. And guess what? Nutrition is healing. It's primary prevention for type 2 diabetes, but it's also able to reverse type 2 diabetes as well. It's primary prevention for high blood pressure, sleep apnea, and high cholesterol. It's literally just going to get rid of those things. If you have any of these issues, any insulin resistance, it's literally just your nutrition. It's not magic. It's not genetics. Type 1 is genetic, but type 2 isn't. All right. So the truth about body game, guys, like when it comes to a lean physique, it's extremely rare. And then when it comes to a lean physique where you're not taking steroids, it's even more rare. It's very, very, very rare. All right. Most men are going to become jealous of you. Like I made those videos, you guys seen them, because they're not going to be able to achieve it. All right. And most men, listen, most people in the comments right now are going to be like, oh, yeah, body game's easy. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, if body game's easy, your profile picture better be you, yesterday or the day before, and you better be lean. Because body game's easy, then you should be on it. And some people be like, well, when I was in my 20s, I don't give a fuck what age you are. We live in the present. All right. So if you're not your best self presently, then you need to lock in. All right. If you're 40, you can still be lean. 50, 60, 70, you can still be lean. All right. Because like I said earlier, it's literally your daily choices that are affecting how you look on a daily basis, obviously. So if you have a lot of excess fat, excess belly fat, it's not magic. It's because you're eating too much food. You're eating too much bullshit. All right. And the only reason women notice it is because it's rare. Like on social media, you see the same people popular every single year. The same people are popular every year. Why? Because they're in shape. You get better treatment when you're in shape. Why? Because it is hard. People are always like when you're in shape and you get better treatment, they're like, oh, they just like you because you're in shape. What you need to say if someone says some shit like that or throw shade at you, like, bro, you're only getting special treatment because you're sexy. If they say some shit like that, then be like, then why the fuck aren't you? Why aren't you in shape? Because honestly, you have the same 24 hours. The only difference is what you're consuming. I'm not gonna say, oh, you have more time to work out. Fuck that shit. In reality, it's like you're not chewing on the crumble cookie, they are. You're not eating the pizza, they are. So don't let them fucking hate on you, bro. That shit doesn't make any sense. Like you can't hate on me for making better decisions than you when we both have the same ability to make decisions. Well, no, I had to eat pizza. No, the fuck you didn't. Well, pizza's cheaper. No, the fuck it's not. Bro, non-fat, I'm gonna say this for the last time. Non-fat dairy, eggs, oatmeal, white rice, white potatoes. These are some of the cheapest foods out there. Avocados. And then get you a big ass tub of protein powder and just spam that shit over and over. You'll be lean as shit. That's cheap as hell. Literally. If you can't afford that, then you should be dead right now because that means you can't afford food in general. So I don't want to hear, oh, but no, it's not expensive. Unless you get grass fed, grain fed, non tickle, non GMO shit. Like no one's doing that shit. All right. Like I said, Apparently, I don't even know if this is true. I think it's less than this because you got to factor into steroid people. So non-steroid people, if you have a six pack and you're not on steroids, you're literally in the top 5%. To be honest, like most men lack discipline and put down the video game, put down the cookies, put down the pizza, not drink beer, not drink liquor 24/7, right? And they're like, "Oh, it's all about balance." Okay, so if it's all about balance, you should be, at a balanced physique. You should be about 15% body fat. You should look pretty decent. That's balance, right? So if it's about balance, why are you 40% body fat? That means you're unbalanced. That means it's literally unbalanced. If you have excess fat, that's not balance. It's not. So what are you talking about? So one thing that body game will really help you with is going to be increased discipline. That's one of the biggest ones, to be honest, because every single day you're delaying gratification, right? You're delaying gratification. Because one of the things is like when you just start and you're doing everything you need to do, and you're like, you're going to step on the scale every day. Unfortunately, I always tell my clients not to, but they're always going to the first week until they really realize that this is a process. It's about the daily inputs, but it's going to humble you because you're going to step on the scale every day doing what you need to do, and there's going to be like no movement for like the first 2 weeks, maybe a little bit of movement, but after 2 weeks, it really starts to pick up, right? Like week by week, but it takes time for all your new habits to kick in, and that's when you realize, well, I really got to focus on these habits over and over and become a different person and delay gratification instead of chase instant gratification. This quote right here is super important because I've had like a lot of ladies I've trained, and it's like, they'll be like, yeah, I'm ready to work, I'm ready to do the work, and literally you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it, right? We all know that shit, and you don't want to push the horse's head in the water to make them drink it because the horse is going to go up and be like, why are you forcing me to do it? Then they're going to run away from the water, right? So that's what I've noticed with like some clients who just aren't ready to change, like make an identity change. They're just like, well, I don't know if I can do this. I can't eat healthy for you. I can't lift the weights for you. I cannot do anything for you. Like you have to do those things for yourself. All right. So I can give you the blueprint and I can change your mentality. At the end of the day, when you sit down at home when no one is looking, like I tell you guys, that's the hard part, to be honest. Because like if someone's looking, if you're posting on Instagram, that's cute. But like y'all don't realize like when people hate on me, I'm like, I know off rip when people are like, oh wow, you're on steroids, you're on this. I'm like, I tell them all the time too, like on TikTok live because they all say, oh, you're on steroids, or it's AI. As soon as I hang up that live, guess what? I'm usually making either eggs or ground chicken or ground steak. I mean, or ground beef or some shit like that, and I know what they're doing. I know that they're going back to playing video games, drinking soda, eating cookies. Like that's what it is at the end of the day. And listen, your body is not lying. So all you have to do, like here's the thing. Some dude messaged me the other day. I left him on red, of course, because he was on some goofy shit. He was like, "Hey man, I'm ready to make a change, man. I saw your post, man. I saw your transformation. I'm ready to make a change." I was like, "All right, bet, cool. What's your nutrition and workout like right now?" He's like, "I work out like 4 times a week." I'm like, "Okay, you got the workout now. How's your nutrition?" He's like, "Bro, all I eat is protein." I was like, okay, be more specific. And then he told me what he eats, right? So he eats better than me. So I was like, okay, so you eat better than me, so you should be shredded. He's like, yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I was like, okay, I'm done talking to this dude, right? Because your body's going to be a reflection of what you're eating. Like it just is going to be like a lot of you guys lie to yourself to make yourself feel better. You lie to me to make you feel better. You can't really lie to me. All I got to do is look at your physique. Are you 40% body fat? Yes, you are. So you don't eat what you say you're eating. So shut the fuck up. You're not eating. You're not eating grilled chicken, salads, and and eggs for breakfast every day. If you egg whites for breakfast every day, if you did, you'd be shredded out your mind. You actually might be kind of skinny shredded. Like you'll be like 3% body fat, and you'll be dying. But you're not eating that. You're sneaking shit, and you're just not talking about it. Like it's that simple. Getting in shape is the ultimate sign of respect. There's no cheat code. You literally have to put in the work every single day. Like you can't skip the process. A lot of people are like, dude, I did 2 weeks. Where's my results? I'm like, yeah, those 2 weeks are not gonna undo your 30 fucking years of eating like shit. All right. It's gonna take longer than that. And you gotta realize where you're starting. I always use that analogy about a lot of you guys are walking somewhere, right? You're in Los Angeles. You want to get to New York, right? You walk for 2 hours and you're like, why am I not in New York yet? You got to realize that you're starting in Los Angeles. Walking to New York takes like fucking 16 days or some shit. All right, even flying to New York is taking longer than 2 hours. You got to realize where you are and where you're starting to know how long it's going to take you to get to where you're going. Stop having these unrealistic expectations. All right, like a lot of you guys, when it comes to chicks, you guys are 40% body fat, and after 2 days in the gym, you're like, bro, I'm not getting choosing signals. I'm like, I don't, bro. First of all, you shouldn't be working out to get choosing signals, but second of all, you're not making progress in 2 days. All right, you're just not. Like, what's going on here? All right, so listen, doing something hard every day makes you stronger. Like when you have to show up to the gym, like when it says today is leg day, and you just had the worst day of your life at work, and a 4 out of 10 girl rejected you, and some other 5 out of 10 rejected you, and you got pulled over by a cop, and now you have a $300 fine, like, and now you have to squat 315 for 4 sets, and you have a headache, and it's raining outside. You feel me? Like that shit's crazy. And another one is like this actually happens to like a lot of guys. A lot of guys, they say they want to make a change, but they rather sit on the couch with their girlfriend and get fat with their girlfriend. Now, like I always say, once your girlfriend puts on weight, it's going to her ass and her titties. So you already know niggas gonna be out there. They're gonna be like, hell yeah, she looking good type shit. She's gonna break up with you. You're gonna be fat. You're cooked. All right. You feel like shit. Your blood work is off, and obviously your market value is gonna go down because you're out of shape. Your girl, her market value probably went up. You feel me? Because her titties got bigger, her ass got bigger. So it's like you got to stay locked in 24/7. Saying no to things you want to say yes to, but don't align with your goals, that shit takes a lot of discipline. That separates you. So, like, here's the thing: anybody who's lean, I respect because I know it's not on accident. A lot of people hate on people who are lean because they act like it's genetic. No, it's not genetic, bro. It's literally intentional and self awareness, being aware of every action. When you are lean, that means you do not eat in excess. You do not just, you're not a glutton. And literally, being lean is literally biblical. Because if you're overweight, that's literally against the Bible because you're literally indulging in gluttony. All right. So that's why when someone yells at me and they're out of shape and they're like talking about the Bible, I'm like, bro, you even bro, go read the Bible, bro. First of all, everyone interprets it differently, but you're a glutton, dude. If you can't control what you're consuming, then I can't. How can I respect you, bro? Like that's one of the most important parts of discipline is controlling what you're eating. You can't simultaneously be out of shape and try to inspire someone. The shit doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. All right. More confidence. Obviously, you're going to get confidence because what is confidence? It means you're confiding in yourself. You're able to confide in yourself. It does not mean that you're just a douchebag and you're like, ah, I look good. It's like, dude, I said I was going to reach this goal and I actually did. That's a different level of confidence. Most people will never reach. All right. Some people watching this video, they'll never reach it. They're never going to understand it. They're like, oh, you're just a douchebag. No, it's what happens when you really like you sit down, not on January fucking 1st. Probably the worst time to start is January 1st, to be honest. But anyways, it could be like June 3rd or some shit. And you sit down, you're like, yo, I'm sick of being out of shape. My doctor said I have high blood pressure. It's time for me to really lock in. And you actually lock in and you actually get the results and you follow through with it. That's gonna be a different level of confidence. All right. Now, because most people are gonna make excuses and they're gonna be in their own way and blame everybody else. Let's just keep it a buck. All right. How people treat you differently. Obviously, everyone's going to treat you differently. Chicks are going to think you're more attractive because guess what? When you're lean, you're rare. When you're rare, does your value go up? Yes. It's really not that deep. Why do you think people line up for Jordans when there's Jordan releases? Because there's only going to be a certain amount. It's like it's that simple. It's that simple. When the PS5s first came out, it was so hard to get one because they're rare. That's how it is when you're lean. When you're lean, you're rare. The same people, I say this every single year, the same people are lean every year. Because guess what? When you see lean people on social media, you're probably like, oh, everyone's lean. I'm so motivated to get lean. But after 2 weeks of, since you're dieting, because you have the wrong mindset, after 2 weeks of dieting, you give up. After 2 weeks of trying, you give up. So you're just another statistic, right? You're not actually getting lean. Same people are going to be lean all year round. I posted it was like posting in January versus posting in December. I did see some one chick. I looked at her story and she made a huge transformation from January to December. But most people, their January and their January to December is worse. Mine got a little bit better, but I'm lean year round. I'm lean year round type shit. So, and it's not because I try to. It's literally because of my habits. It's not. It's like it's something I can't control at this point because it's my identity now. All right, it's my standards, my identity. But yeah, your employees are going to respect you more. Anyone who says that's not true, you never been on the other side of body game, to be honest. And obviously, women will find you more objectively attractive and if you listen to what they say in the comment section, sometimes they'll be like, I want my guy chunky. It's like, oh, wow, you do? That's crazy. So why do you follow all these lean people and why are you DMing me? Every single time. That's all I say. That's all you got to say. Because chicks will always say that shit. They'll be like, oh my God, no, I like my man chunky. Then why aren't you following anyone who's chunky? Why do you hard eye, like, and follow only lean niggas? Shit doesn't make any sense. All right. Watch what they do. Don't listen to what they say. Because I see that every single time. And they even say it on my pictures like, oh my God, you look better at 226. And I'm just like, why aren't you DMing me at 226 then? Why don't you follow anyone that looks like me at 226? All the people you follow are lean as fuck. And you followed me after you saw I was lean as fuck. So come on, guys. It's not that deep. Obviously, you're dating life. You're gonna like as far as dating apps, you're gonna get more likes and stuff, shit like that. But I really don't fucking care about dating. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, like oh, I just don't give a shit. dating is literally a big ass waste of time. To be honest, it is. But um, if I were to give actual advice as like a if I was a dating coach, I would even have anything to say but get in shape. That's all I would say. Get in shape and just honestly get in shape and be yourself. Honestly, because when you get in shape, you become a different person. And when you start to actually talk to talk to women, experience women, you start to learn different things, and you just start to know how to incorporate your personality, who works with your personality, and shit like that. It's really not that deep. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, obviously, your dating life is going to change if you look different. If you don't have a fat ass face, like a lot of you guys are like, I don't have jawline. You guys have the greatest genetics. You guys just don't maximize it. All right, all right. And of course, like I said, fitness is literally mental. It's mental, it's mental, it's mental, it's mental. Stop thinking it's physical. Stop thinking you can do 10 push ups or all I got to do is these push ups and this nutrition for 3 weeks. No, no. You have to become the person that can execute day in and day out, no matter how you fucking feel, right? You have that integrity to show up even when the mood leaves you. That's what fitness is, all right? So, yeah, you guys already know the drill. If you're locked in, ready to change your life for real, you're ready to get lean for reals, ready to make a transformation for realies, for really, y'all know yeet. But anyways, link is in the description.